There were 5 elites left. When they saw the 9-leaf avatar easily killing everyone and the rain of flesh and blood, there was only one thought left in their minds: flee. It was not a shameful thing to flee. Even the royal tutor, the 9-leaf Jiangwenxiu, thought of running away. Lu Zhou had already marked them. After he had destroyed the 7 flying chariots, he sped toward the 5 elites. Jiangwenxiu was already numb to Lu Zhou's shocking feats. At this moment, he seemed to be in a trance. The avatar appeared above one of the enemy elites and pushed its palm down. Boom. The enemy elite died. The avatar moved swiftly again, appearing above another enemy elite. Again, it pushed its palm down. Boom. In the 5-finger pit, the so-called 8-leaf elite was now a pulpy mess of flesh and blood. After unleashing abandoned wisdom 5 times, the 5 elites died in the same manner. They were smacked into the ground and turned into pulp by the extremely powerful palm seal. Ding. Killed 5 nascent divinity realm targets. Reward, 7,500 merit points. Lu Zhou glanced at the dashboard. He did not have much time left. Fortunately, many of his enemies had already been taken down. Lu Zhou moved swiftly and appeared in the center of his enemies. Seeing one's nature, unmoving like the mountains, Dhyana Mudra. Buddhist golden body. The Great Dark Heaven Memorial, the Dark Heaven Starlight. Guiyuan sword technique, primal restoration. Qi that nourishes the heavens and the earth, expansive heavenly energy. One by one, the names of techniques spilled out of Lu Zhou's mouth as he cast them. He did not pay any mind to how many enemies he managed to kill and focused on attacking. He stood in the heart of the force of the 7 allied nations. He wanted to take out as many of them as he could. These techniques should be enough. Above Liang Province City, the turbulent flow of energy obscured everyone's vision. The other tribesmen cultivators were like headless flies as they dropped from the skies. Many of them were dismembered by the energy swords. Before their blood could rain down, it was evaporated by the expansive heavenly energy. Lu Zhou remained in the center of his enemy, unmoving. Time ticked past. Then, there was a notification. Ding. Peak form trial cards time is up. Cultivation base will be restored. When they saw the energy swords and sabers that filled the skies, the cultivators of Great Yen were stunned, forgetting how to breathe. Their expressions were either one of shock, fear, respect, awe, stunned, or disbelief. Zhenghai Jian gulped. A cold wind made him shudder and lose his grip on Dragon Song. Dragon Song fell to the ground with a loud clang. The crisp sound of energy that permeated the air just a moment ago abruptly stopped. The entire world fell silent. Am I dreaming? Zhu Honggong wondered, in a daze. Powerful. He's fucking powerful. He battled through 3,000 miles on his own and fought 1,000,000 battalions with a single sword. The pavilion master is Great Yan's god. Jiang Aijian wiped the sweat from his face. He raised his hand and Dragon Song flew back into his grip. I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. Dragon Song's fall to the ground pulled everyone out of their stupor. The appearance of a 9-leaf cultivator was truly stunning. It was natural that the tides of battle had turned so easily in their favor when they had a 9-leaf cultivator on their side. Plots and schemes were nothing but jokes in the face of absolute power. Lu Zhou was a good example of this. Meanwhile, when Wuya saw the fading energies, he ordered, clean them up. Kill all those who trespassed onto Great Yan's lands. Kill all those who trespassed onto Great Yan's lands. Battle cries rang in the air. The morales of the Great Yan cultivators who were suppressed by the 7 nations earlier were greatly boosted. Charge! Charge! Great Yan launched their counterattack. In truth, after the appearance of a 9-leaf cultivator, the remaining other tribesmen cultivators were like a platter of loose sand. They were too insignificant to even be considered a worthy enemy. Their backbone, the elites, had been single-handedly killed by Lu Zhou. The remaining survivors were no match for Great Yan's force. Moreover, Great Yan had 8-leaf cultivators here. At this moment, Lu Zhou looked at the retreating other tribesmen armies indifferently. Then, he turned around and looked at Jiang Wenxiu as he asked, "Are you satisfied now?" Jiang Wenxiu, who was already numbed, looked at Lu Zhou blankly. He stammered, You're a 10-leaf cultivator?" Lu Zhou asked, "Can a 10-leaf cultivator do what I did?" He was trying to find out more about the Red Lotus domain from Jiang Wenxiu. I don't know. Jiang Wenxiu suppressed the fear in his heart. I've never seen a 10-leaf cultivator in action. Do you know why I kept you alive for this long? Lu Zhou asked. Jiang Wenxiu chuckled forlornly. Naturally, he knew. Nothing could help him at this moment. The memory crystal? I don't like repeating myself. Give me the crystal, Lu Zhou demanded. I'm going to die either way. What difference will it make if I surrender the crystal or not? Jiang Wenxiu asked. Of course, there is, Lu Zhou said slowly. I already know about the existence of the Red Lotus domain. Since you're a 9-leaf cultivator, the name of Jiang Wenxiu won't be unknown in the Red Lotus domain. Are you threatening me? Jiang Wenxiu narrowed his eyes. I've spent centuries here. I'm without ties in the other world. It's up to you to kill me or torture me to death. Lu Zhou nodded. Do you think I won't be able to find the crystal just because you refuse to give it to me? Nothing can stop me, not even the Red Lotus. Ji Tiandao, I admit that I've lost, utterly lost. Jiang Wenxiu said before he began to cough violently. He spat out a mouthful of blood that dripped onto his chest and arm. You're trying to find the crystal? You should just give up. I've sent half of it to the Red Lotus domain. In that world, you're only as powerful as an ant. Is the red coffin the transporter? Lu Zhou asked tonelessly. Jiang Wenxiu was stunned. He looked at Lu Zhou silently before he said, You sure have many secrets. Back then, was your death staged? Upon hearing this, Lu Zhou fell deep into his thoughts. From their conversation, he could determine that before his transmigration, Ji Tiandao already had the potential to reach the 9-leaf stage. However, he was killed by Jiang Wenxiu. It's meaningless to discuss whether my death is staged or not, Lu Zhou said. You're right. The winner takes all. I have nothing to say, Jiang Wenxiu replied. Did you kill Luo Shirin? Lu Zhou asked a shocking question. Jiang Wenxiu shuddered. An expression of shock flitted briefly across his face. Lu Zhou caught the change and said, You're suppressing the progress of men, but she's encouraging it. Since she's here, she'd surely become an obstacle. It's reasonable to think that you'd get rid of her. Jiang Wenxiu chuckled. He bit back the pain and said slowly, Indeed, I killed her. Humans are weak. Why must you seek answers? If you can't stop a disaster, all you have to do is avoid it. Why must you look for trouble while forsaking an easy and peaceful life? Lu Zhou launched a palm seal at him. Smack. It struck Jiang Wenxiu's cheek mercilessly. 5 bloodied finger marks appeared on his face. It's precisely because we're weak that we must explore and break through our limits. How dare you talk down on others when you're so stupid? Lu Zhou said, If you'd admit that you're selfish, I might have thought better of you. Alas, in my eyes, you're lesser than an ant. Jiang Wenxiu felt his energy ebbing away as his blood continued to flow. His life aura was almost depleted. He chuckled weakly. I admit that I had selfish reasons. I won't allow anyone to ruin my plans, be it Great Yen, or the 12 allied nations. At the very least, I'd prevented humans from being attacked by beasts and from being invaded by the Red Lotus domain. What did Luo Shirin do? She studied the Heaven and Earth Shackle and the Golden Lotus. If I didn't destroy her and her notes, the Red Lotus domain would have destroyed this place a long time ago. I've done so much, can't I have something for myself? Where are the remaining parts of Luo Shirin's notes? Lu Zhou asked threateningly. He did not want to listen to Jiang Wenxiu's defense. Jiang Wenxiu shook his head and said with a chuckle, I've destroyed it a long time ago. Are you disappointed? Also, her name's not Luo Shirin. Lu Zhou frowned slightly. Who's Luo Shirin, then? You want to know? I'm not telling you. You've won against me with your cultivation base, but I'll haunt you forever with these secrets. As soon as Jiang Wenxiu finished speaking, a thin sword formed by blood materialized in his hand. He cried out as he stabbed it at Lu Zhou, my final strike. Lu Zhou shook his head indifferently. Black runes covered unnamed as he slashed at Jiang Wenxiu. Bam! The blood sword broke. When Jiang Wenxiu saw unnamed that wrapped in black runes, his pupils widened. His lips trembled as he said, "Wait." An energy sword appeared from unnamed, at this moment, and pierced Jiang Wenxiu's heart. Jiang Wenxiu, who was already gravely injured, was capable of using a blood sword at the end. It was rather shocking. Without the halo of the peak trial card, Lu Zhou was a 6-leaf nascent divinity realm expert. For an 8-leaf or 9-leaf cultivator, a 6-leaf cultivator was pathetically weak. However, for the gravely injured royal tutor and the ordinary other tribesmen cultivators, he was like an insurmountable mountain. The energy sword from unnamed mercilessly pierced Jiang Wenxiu's heart. Wait? What was there to wait for? Alas, your opponent is me. Any other ordinary 9-leaf cultivators would not have been a match for Jiang Wenxiu. Whether it was the 5 or 7 allied nations or the Emperor Lu Gu who had a super heaven-grade weapon and an immortal body, they were not opponents a new 9-leaf cultivator could easily go up against. Lu Zhou's statement had many hidden meanings, but Jiang Wenxiu could not have understood all of them. He did not expect Jiang Wenxiu to understand all of them anyway. Jiang Wenxiu looked down at the blood gushing from his chest. His life was slipping away swiftly. He smiled helplessly and said, "Black runes. Blue palm seals. You're not from this world as well, are you?" "You can think whatever you like," Lu Zhou said apathetically. Jiang Wenxi struggled as he surveyed his surroundings. He looked at the land one final time. This place was once under his control. He looked at Lu Zhou with a forlorn expression as he wheezed and said with great difficulty, You shouldn't have killed me." "Why is that?" Lu Zhou did not retract his energy sword. After Jiang Wenxiu was still alive even after being hit by multiple of his powerful attacks. Jiang Wenxiu's tenacity was apparent. "My life stone is in the Red Lotus domain. When I die, my life stone will shatter. When that happens, they'll certainly find me and massacre everyone with a golden lotus." Jiang Wenxiu's voice was weak now. He seemed to be in a trance as he continued to say, "Humans are but animals that can think. Peace and safety from invasions are only self-consoling words uttered by weaklings. The ants think too highly of themselves. How can an ant move a huge tree? How can it? I hope they'd come sooner," Lu Zhou said indifferently. Jiang Wenxiu regarded Lu Zhou with a complex gaze. "Before I die. Can you tell me, who are you?" When he had seen Lu Zhou through his projection on the peak of Heaven's Moat, he had sensed something special about Lu Zhou. Moreover, during the entire duration of their battle, he felt as though he was battling a 10-leaf elite. Lu Zhou shook his head. "Why should I answer your question when you didn't answer mine?" Lu Zhou finally withdrew Unnamed's energy sword. Blood spurted out. Jiang Wenxiu grunted. His breath was weaker than a thread now. All of a sudden, his figure contorted as a surging and swelling purple substance shrouded him. Then, he said hoarsely, "I planted the most powerful spell in this body a long time ago. This is my final gift to you. The entire Liang province will die with you." Jiang Wenxiu's body wilted. Upon seeing this, Lu Zhou frowned slightly. Sure enough, this man is disgusting and cunning. Lu Zhou retreated. "I've used all of my extraordinary power. What am I going to do now?" Si Wuya and the others saw this as well. "Fall back." The sound wave traveled to every corner of the city. When the cultivators of Great Yan heard the order, they looked up. They saw the rapidly swelling body of gas and retreated swiftly. The 7 allied nations were crippled. There was no rush to destroy them now. The last person who disgusted me this much was Emily. To think that the Grand Imperial Tutor of Great Yan is even more shameless and despicable, Zhenghai said. Si Wuya said, "This is why Emily was unable to control Lu Gu and Lu Ge. It's no wonder the emperor would allow the two grand shamans to get close to the second prince. It's no wonder the imperial family had never seen a happy day since. No wonder Lugu was so obsessed with the nine-leaf stage. The truth that everyone in the world believed was nothing but a lie. What a grand lie! Huang Shiji exclaimed. This is not the time to be talking about this. That purple gas doesn't seem right. Let's retreat quickly. Zhang turned around and sped away with Dragon Song in his arms. The rate at which the body of gas swelled exceeded everyone's expectations. Initially, its growing speed was slow. However, as it grew bigger, its speed grew faster as well. Master. Pavilion Master. When Lu Zhou was above the others, he looked behind and said, "Stand back." The others nodded. If a nine-leaf cultivator could not stand against the purple gas, who could? At this moment, the purple gas sank. When it touched the city walls, veins of corrosion crept onto the walls. What spell was this? I hope you're satisfied. A deep voice rang in the air. It was clear that Jiang Wenqiu had channeled the remainder of his life into this witchcraft spell. Lu Zhou extended his palm. The great seal of fearlessness entered the purple gas and vanished. It was ineffective. The purple gas was clearly poisonous and extremely corrosive. Even the city wall's surface and colors were stripped, let alone the human body. One of the corpses that was lying on the city wall instantly liquefied when it came in contact with the purple gas. Blood and flesh spilled on the wall. Wizard, Lu Zhou called out softly. Wizard appeared in the clouds immediately. It seemed to understand Lu Zhou's intention as it gave a loud cry that resounded across the entire Liang province. When the cultivators of Great Yan looked up, they saw auspicious qi floating above the purple gas. Shortly after, an auspicious rain fell all over the purple gas. Ah! A hoarse cry rang in the air. The voice was laden with despair and resentment. Why? Before the purple gas could spread all over Liang province, Wizard circled above it and spread the auspicious rain. The pouring rain was like a waterfall as it rained down on the purple gas. The purple gas was swiftly nullified by the auspicious rain, and its range was quickly reduced. The miserable cry continued to ring from the purple gas. It grew hoarser and weaker as time went by. The cultivators of Great Yan were looking at Wizard that was flying in the sky in shock. As the auspicious rain continued to fall, the others gradually stopped retreating and flew back. Lu Zhou allowed himself to be drenched in the rain. He was relishing in Wizard's restorative powers. Just like before, his extraordinary power was also being restored swiftly. The recovery speed was amazing. What kind of power did Wizard possess? It could subdue witchcraft and restore extraordinary power. In Lu Zhou's eyes, the heavenly writings powers belonged to a system different from the Buddhist, Taoist, and Confucian societies. Naturally, he was shocked that Wizard was capable of restoring his extraordinary power. Ah! At this moment, a sharp cry resounded in the sky. The Great Yan cultivators were greatly shaken. Jiang Wenqiu's tenacity far exceeded everyone's expectations. Lu Zhou frowned slightly. He's still not dead. He had completely given Jiang Wenqiu a good beating when they were in Lulan. He was really surprised Jiang Wenqiu could hold out for so long. It was a good thing he was wise enough to bring Jiang Wenqiu here with him. Ding! Killed a target. Reward, 4,000 merit points. 4,000?